Hey, what's up guys? Matt here, coming to you from Laidlaw's Harley Davidson. So I got another Spotlight build here. So I've got a 2020 Lowrider S, and I want to thank Greg for allowing me to feature his bike on the YouTube channel here. So this is a little bit more of your simple, clean Lowrider S club style build, and we're going to be taking out a Dyna as well. That's kind of that club style build as well. And so I'm going to be doing a walk around, showing you guys all the parts that were used on this bike. And we wanted to feature something that was a little bit more clean and simple this time. I know I've been doing a lot of, real big over the top accessory jobs lately. So we wanted to feature something that was just kind of a clean build, simple, but still got, the basic features of a club style bike.
Alright guys, let me take you on a walk around this 2020 model year Lowrider S in vivid black, and hopefully you guys aren't getting too sick of the custom Lowrider S builds on the channel here. I kind of knew at the beginning of the model year a lot of our customers would be picking the Lowrider S as their starting bike of choice to build their creations off of. That and the Road Glide specials are kind of really peaking in popularity as well, so hopefully you guys aren't getting sick of these two bikes. We do have the new models coming out in January, so a couple more months of Lowrider S builds coming your way, so hopefully you guys aren't getting sick of it. First off, we got the S&S 2-in-1 street sweeper pipe on here. That's tuned with both the Screaming Eagle tuner, so the Pro Street tuner, and the Smart Tune Pro automatic tuning module. Here you've got Bung King risers. We'll get more into that in just a minute. But coming to the rear here, you've got Leather Pros bags on here, which is a very traditional looking bag for that real classic club style look that's been around for generations now. And the front of the bike here, you've got pretty much stock wheel, stock brakes, and stock front forks here. You've got the stock headlamp on there as well, and this is called a Crater fairing. This is actually an Amazon product that you can get for about $100. Pretty good bang for your buck. I will say that the quality isn't quite as good as some of the other brands that you pay a little bit more money for, but it's actually not too bad. We had a little bit of rattling that we had to put a couple rubber spacers in there to kind of alleviate some vibration noises, but other than that, it's been pretty good. The Crater fairing is mounted to the bike using Bung King's quarter fairing mount for the Lowrider S. I usually get a lot of questions about how you mount fairings to the different bikes, so yeah, it is the Bung King fairing mount. Here's a closer shot of the 14-inch Bung King risers, and this is using the stock top clamp with the stock bars, and the gauge relocation there is done with the Drag Specialties part that's been powder coated to match. You got the Hardcase Performance gauge deletion pucks there where the stock gauge mounting position would be, and here's a closer shot of those Hardcase Performance gauge deletion pucks, and the proportions were really good. The way the gauges came to the top of the windshield and everything turned out really nice, and everything was real symmetrical and it really balanced each other out. Here's a shot of the tail end of the bike. You've got the Moon's MC tail light on there. It's an LED tail light back there, and you get a rear shot of the bags. The Leather Pros bags really deliver that soft bag look that's so popular in the club style scene. On a lot of the Lowrider S builds we've done recently, we've used the stock Harley bags off the Sport Glide, and those look good too, and you can paint them and things like that, but the soft bags have more of that classic club look to them. Here you've got just stock foot controls, rubber foot pegs just come from the factory like that. You've also got the stock grips on there as well. Definitely not an overstated build here, just stuck to the basics. better shot of the inside using that Bung King mounting bracket and the Bung King riser on there. Like I mentioned, the gauges come to the very top of the windshield there. It just looks really clean and like symmetrical, and all the proportions are right. There's a closer shot of the hard case performance gauge deletion pucks. Stock seat on here. And he did do the Screaming Eagle Stage 3 117 kit on here. That's really where the bulk of his expense was. So he definitely made a conscious decision to go to the Stage 3 as opposed to the Stage 4. He wanted more of that instant low RPM torque right out of the hole on this bike. And that's actually where we found it to be where most customers want it, the Stage 3 over the Stage 4. A lot of guys blindly go in and just say, well, the Stage 4 is better because it's a bigger number and therefore it's best for me. But in a lot of cases, the Stage 3 complements the rider's habits a little bit more and how they ride the bike and how they want the power to be delivered. A lot of guys don't like to rev their bikes up above 4,000 RPM regularly. So with the Stage 3, they're accessing the power they paid for on a more regular basis. He also went with the taller shock that comes on the Heritage Softail stock. We do this swap quite a bit. It's nice because the fitment's right there. It's a genuine Harley-Davidson part, and the price is right at $450. You can see the rear fender comes up off the rear wheel a little bit more, gives you slightly more lean angle, and it really improves the ride comfort, especially out on the freeway. It's been really interesting to see kind of these bikes evolve from the Dyna scene over to the modern Softail scene. You know, a lot of the Dyna guys thought that this style would die with the Dyna, and really it's done anything but. It's actually grown more in the last 3 years since the new Softails have come out. A lot of guys were still very skeptical about whether or not they could accomplish this West Coast club style look on the new Softail platform, and it's just been really interesting to see a lot of guys that were the die-hard Dyna guys, that's all they rode, now transitioning over to the new Softail platform, and the different aftermarket companies that have stepped up, that have made parts that will fit the new Softail that enable people to achieve this look. So I guess the question that comes up now is, did Harley-Davidson build too good of a bike? Did they pack too many good features into one motorcycle? Did the Lowrider S cannibalize sales of the Fat Bob, the Lowrider Standard, and the Street Bob? At our dealership, the answer is a definite yes. Between the Lowrider S and the Fat Bob, the decision kind of becomes more of a style base than a preference. Of course, with the Lowrider S's 5-gallon gas tank, more people lean that way. For a couple grand more to get into the Lowrider S above the Lowrider Standard, it's pretty much become a no-brainer for most people. Street Bob sales are still hanging in there because then it becomes a combination of both price point and leaning more heavily towards that bobber style. Let me know what you guys think. Has the Lowrider S swallowed up the need for some of the other models in the lineup? What models do you think they should keep moving forward? Thanks a lot for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.